In the last video of our mountain bike trials series, we learned some basic hopping techniques, starting with the English bunny hop. Today we'll be learning how to hop a different way. Some of you may recognize the technique shown here as an American bunny hop. In this technique, you launch your bike off the ground front wheel first and then pull the back end up. This method can be used to do a rolling hop, a side hop, or a hop from your rear wheel. We've gone over this before, but today we'll be applying it specifically to trials. Practice your manuals first to get your front wheel off the ground. Start by hunching down with your whole body and popping up with your arms straight out. If you have suspension forks, make sure you're really pushing down on them with all your weight, as the preload will help you pop back up. Once you get your front wheel off the ground, pull your bars right up to your waist really hard. The next step is to push up and out on your handlebars while scooping the back of your bike up with your pedals. Once you've gotten this far, you shouldn't really need to think too much about the scooping part, but practice scooping on the ground first just to get familiar with it. More on that in the last video. So let's review. Hunch down, pop up with your arms straight out, and then pull the bars up to your waist hard as shit. Level out your bike by pushing your handlebars forwards and scooping the back end up with your feet. I left you guys a link to the other bunny hop tutorials for some more pointers. So what can you do with this newfound technique? Well, for one, you can learn to do it sideways, which is important in trials. Pulling up into the side is really all you need to do for this, as the rest of your bike will follow. Another thing I only learned recently is how to do it from a track stand. I find that locking up your rear brake gives you a pivot point on the back wheel, and the whole hop goes much smoother. The only challenge is keeping from hopping backwards too much, but you can correct this with a little practice. If you've gotten the hang of hopping from a standstill, you can use it to turn yourself around. In a normal 180, you start by going forwards and end up landing backwards. With this technique, you start off in a track stand and actually land moving forwards. Try pulling back into the side while looking over your shoulder. This requires a lot of commitment, and I must reiterate that you really need to look with your eyeballs to make this work. In any case, it's easier than a normal 180 since you don't need to deal with landing backwards. So far, we've learned what mountain bike trials is, how to track stand, and some different kinds of hops. In the next video, we'll learn how to get your bike up on the rear wheel so you can hop in and out of tight spaces. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.